Hi everyone, I would like to touch base upon the recent confusion and chaos pertaining to the Jan 5th RBI circular in respect to exchange traded currency derivatives. With respect to the January 5th RBI circular, which is supposed to come into effect from April 5th, 2024, the circular clearly stipulates that any entity who wishes to enter into a trade on exchange traded currency futures platform needs to establish an underlying for the same. Having said this, the circular doesn't specifically states that you need to have documentary evidence at the time of initiating the position. Having said this, a lot of brokers have started sending notifications to their respective clients intimating them that they either need to liquidate their positions in absence of any fresh FX underlying, or B, they will need to provide them the respective underlyings which can be used as documentary evidence in support of taking the positions for FX exposures. I would like to answer some few questions which have been raised by the participants on a continuing basis. Beginning with the first question, what happens to retail traders? Retail traders actually provide a lot of liquidity to any exchange platform. This is not only specific to India, but this is across all over the world. Okay. So basically, retail traders, speculators, arbitrageurs, they actually form the backbone of liquidity. Having said this, retail traders as of now who do not have any underlying FX exposures will not be able to take any fresh positions on the exchanges. Also, if they have got any existing positions, they will need to liquidate those before April 5th, 2024. Question number 2. If not exchange traded currency futures platform, what are the alternative platforms or mechanisms for retail traders to take positions on currency futures platforms? So as of now in India, any resident Indian can either take positions on currency futures platform for which you will be specified to provide an underlying in place. Number 2, you can also take positions on a bank. With respect to the bank, the individual or the trader or any entity is also required to establish an underlying. Okay. This can be in the form of an anticipated exposure or in the form of an contracted exposure. There are a lot of inquiries from participants wherein they also wanted to check whether they can trade on international forex platforms or not basis. The FEMA guidelines, any resident individual is not allowed to open trading accounts on any international platforms for the purposes of speculating and trading. So, any resident entity will only be allowed to initiate positions either on the exchange traded platform or the bank. Question number 3. Are corporates allowed to hedge on exchange traded currency futures? Yes, corporates are allowed to take positions and hedge their exposures provided they are able to establish an underlying for the same. Corporates who do not have any underlying FX exposures will not be allowed to trade on exchange traded currency derivatives. What is more important to notice, the end onus is on the user, whether it is a resident individual or whether it is the corporate, that they provide sufficient evidence of establishing an underlying exposure as and when it is required to provide. With respect to the same, a lot of broking firms have started issuing declarations or sending declarations on the registered email IDs of their clients. In the declaration, it is specifically mentioned that the entity which wishes to initiate positions on the currency futures platform will need to ensure an established underlying. So once the entity signs the declaration, it is the onus of the end entity to ensure that they have an established FX underlying in place. What are the documents that are required to be submitted for availing positions on currency futures platform? Basis the January 5th RBI circular, there is no specification provided with respect to the types of documents that need to be provided. Having said this, there are different brokers which will have different interpretations in terms of what kind of documents can be accepted. For example, corporates can provide their invoice, their purchase orders. Corporates can also provide CA certificates. Now again, the corporate will need to check with the compliance department of their respective broker in terms of the list of documents that are permitted by the respective broker. Question number 5. What is going to be the impact on liquidity and its implication? Now let's take this with an example. Let's say a corporate who provides an underlying exposure to his respective broker, okay, which doesn't wish to liquidate his position and wants to continue to hold the position. This can definitely be allowed by the broker. The only issue is with retail traders, speculators, arbitrageurs forming a bulk of the liquidity, with all these positions being liquidated by 4th of April 2024. We need to see whether there will be enough liquidity provided by corporates who only wish to hedge their receivables or payables, or the retail traders who wants to hedge their underlying exposures on the currency platform. Definitely, the implementation of this circular will lead to liquidation of all positions who do not have underlying exposures, which definitely means that the liquidity is going to get impacted in a negative way. This can also have adverse impact on the bid and ask spread. In other words, this can also lead to more transaction costs. The entities who wish to continue to hold their positions on exchange traded currency futures will also need to keep in mind that the lack of liquidity can have a considerable impact on the transaction cost as well. Thank you.